Just make sure we're all in the right place. Calculus 1.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Department Math, course code 01130, section number 13. Full term, so we are going to run from September 11th, December 12th, I think it's a Thursday, is reading and review day, which means there's going to be no reading nor review done that day. Final exam will be announced later. The university typically sends out an email, say end of October, start of November usually, with the final exam schedules. Pre-calculus or equivalent skills. Most of the mistakes that are going to be happening in this course will probably be algebra-based, not calculus. The calculus, generally speaking, is extremely easy. It's the algebra that really sucks. Especially when you move on to Calc 2 and Calc 3. Unless they tell me otherwise, class will be right here, James Hall, 1115, which is a really nice room, because my office is literally just 5 steps down the hall. We do meet every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 3:30 to 4:45. Now, we are only required to meet for 200 minutes a week. For those of you who are good at math, that means that there's too much time. So generally speaking, Mondays will be shorter. Mondays will only be a 50-minute meeting instead of 75. So my name is James Zalker. Standard school email address. However, the best way to contact me is through Teams. You should have received a message already for the general announcement channel. That is how most of my announcements will be sent out. It's just a lot easier for me because it acts like a text message on my phone. So if I'm stuck in traffic or in an accident, I can just quickly send out a message. Whenever you contact me, just make sure you include the course and section that you're in. I do make every effort to respond within 2 business days. For me, that's Monday through Thursday. General hours that I look at messages, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, usually. If you don't get a response from me within that time frame, just go ahead and reach out again. One of 2 things happened. I just forgot about the message, or it's lost. If you're going to send an email, only do so through your school account. Any external messages, I generally do not open. I just delete them. So I have a Bachelor's of Science in Physics with a concentration in Astronomy. I have a Bachelor's of Arts in Mathematics. From Rowan University, I got those in 2013. I also earned my Master's of Arts in Mathematics in 2015, also from here. Began my professional career right after that. However, I have served as both paid and volunteer tutors, even way back in my high school days. I'm just going back to the Stone Age. So, I've been doing this for a while. I'm interested in all the applications of mathematics. Obviously, physics and astronomy are my 2 big ones. I majored in them. But also economics, accounting, and finance. I'm also studying those. I'm teaching in 3 schools, 6 total classes. That's my favorite number. 1 plus root 5 all over 2. Brownie points for anyone who can tell me what number that is. You'll study it in Calc 2. It's a golden ratio. So why are you set to come up separately? Which means it did reset this. This might scare you. Those are my favorite equations. Really impress me if you recognize those. Those are the Einstein field equations from general relativity.
We're not going to cover that, are we?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
That's grad level.
All right. Cool.
You need tensor calculus for that. But that is 16 equations.
Yeah, it's not a key on here for that.
No. Well, actually there is, if you know how to do subscripts and superscripts.
Meant that thing before the lowercase g.
That is a capital lambda.
I'm not familiar with my keybinds for that.
That's Greek, so again, that's special characters. And as a fair warning to all of you, I love trig. Which means most of my questions are going to involve trig. So get comfortable with your identities. So I'm also currently looking into continuing education, either a PhD in applied mathematics, with a heavy focus on physics, or an MSA, MSF dual program. Wait for my wife to finish her degree first, which will be next year. So my office hours, student hours, I probably should have updated this. So I have drop-in hours. Did I put Monday on this? I might put Monday on the syllabus. Add Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 3. James Hall, 1124. Like I said, just kind of right around the corner. From here, go out this room, make a right, double doors, first room on the left. Second room on the left, first one's indented. You can also schedule a virtual appointment with me. Go into that link. bring you here. Click on bring you to a calendar with all the available dates. I actually have to fix my Fridays, I believe. No, I don't. I kept it. Okay. I do require 24-hour notice, which is why you see nothing for Wednesday. But generally speaking, Monday through Friday, 1, 2, 3. They are half-hour blocks. Just select the time. Next. Fill out the information. Submit. You should receive a confirmation that the appointment's been submitted. Once I schedule the link, I will then also send that link out to you. Textbook is a free open source, OpenStax Calculus Volume 1. I'm also going to go through the syllabus, which the link is. Office 365. I will be using WebAssign. That is the code you need. Now, unfortunately, it does require a paid license. OpenStax guarantees me that it's going to only be between $26 and $40. I guess it depends on the title, so I don't know what Calc 1 is. It doesn't give me the option to do that, unfortunately, which is annoying. I think I had someone already sign up. Someone sign up already? You did? How much was it?
I think it's $30.
Okay, so they're right between 26 and 40. That's nice.
Excuse me, what exactly is a WebAssign?
Online homework. Calculator is required by the math department. They require the TI-89, that's what's listed on the website. TI-89 or equivalent would be fine. Personally, I recommend the TI Inspire CX2 CAS. It's the one I use. Looks like the TI-89 is 140 on Amazon. I have no idea what it goes for in the bookstore. I would imagine more than 140. Oh, that actually came down. 160 for the one that I recommend, but it doesn't matter. TI-89 will be sufficient.
TI-84 plus CE.
It's not high enough. The 89 has symbolic manipulation, so you're going to need to calculate with symbolic manipulation. Mathematica is also going to be used. Luckily, as a Rome student, you get it for free. There is one topic we covered this semester that requires coding. So we will be looking at some coding. And if you're going to have an appointment with me, microphone and webcam. And obviously Canvas, which you all have access to. Then Teams, completely optional. Again, I do recommend it. You have access to Teams, you have an account already, it's just your own account. I would recommend you download the phone app so that you also get an alert on your phone. As per our own policy, attendance is required at every meeting. You're expected to arrive on time, stay throughout the entire duration of the meeting. I am required to record attendance and submit it. This is for financial aid reasons. The easiest way for me to do that is I just set up a form. So on the door every day, you'll see a QR code. Just scan that on your phone. Fill out the form. You'll have to do it twice, once when you arrive, once when you leave. If you don't fill it out both, on my end, I will not give you credit for being here. What I report to the school, as long as you fill it out once, you will be considered as attending. However, if they then ask me for how long do they stay, that is then when I use that and go, no idea. I do give 10-minute grace periods before I consider you to be late. Right, so as long as you scan in before that 10-minute grace period ends, you're fine. You'll get full credit. As long as you stay throughout the entire duration. To be credited full, obviously you have to be here before that 10-minute grace period ends and be in class then for the entire duration. For half credit, you must be here for at least half of the meeting time. I use that not for grade purposes, but for bumping you up. If you're borderline and you have good attendance record, I tend to bump you up. If you don't have a good attendance record, you're not getting bumped up. The grading, collectively, all the WebAssign assignments will be 10% of your grade. Projects will be 15%. Quizzes are 20%. The discussion and journals will only be 5%, and then 3 exams, 50% total. And it's the standard Rowan breakdown. A minus B plus B, B minus so on and so forth. Actually, I'm going to need to create a new one for that. I think that'll work. Important. So like I said, there are links in the syllabus. You can either click this link or go to that website. Takes you right to the that option. That's why I would. There you go. 3 ways you can access it. right online. Download a PDF copy to save. Or if you want a hard copy, you can buy a print copy for $30. That's for black and white. Color would be $40. You don't need the hard copy of the book. Electronic copy is just fine, unless you're old school like me.
Where are you ordering that from?
You just click buy a print copy, and it takes you to the website.
I swear wherever I got it from, they made me pay more.
You may have gotten the color version, which is $40.
I'll figure it out.
They used to use Amazon right up until, well, they were using in the spring semester. They still used Amazon. So I don't know when they switched over to Kindle. Huh?
I mean, I was on the, actually, I don't even know what website it was on, but it gave me this rundown of all the textbooks you need for a course. So
That is the bookstore.
Yeah, I might have gotten them through that.
They tend to charge more.
Ah, that's interesting.
College bookstores jack up prices. Because why not? We rip you off enough with tuition, so why not rip you off on textbooks as well? And by the way, this isn't even the book the department wants me to use. They want me to use a book I think it's like $200 for 3 semesters. Use a free book, thank you very much.
Well, if I have the other book, which I honestly might, is that fine?
Yeah, because you can access this book online. So you don't need to buy a hardcover of this book.
Oh no, this looks like the right thing.
This link shows you how you can download Office 365. It's really not that difficult. You can also just go to office.com, sign in with your own credentials. Canvas. Obviously, electronic copy of the syllabus is up there. Let's actually go ahead and load in Canvas. Most of your assignments are going to be submitted online. So you submit them through Canvas. And your up-to-date course grade. Now, are you going to give me problems again? Yes, you are, because of course you are. So let's bring it back up then. Let's go back on to Amazon. Now you're still going to be really annoying. Fine. I'm going to do this. You. So there are a few links already available. Syllabus, like I said, already up there. I try to keep that up to date as well if I make any changes. There are 2 handouts, the basic functions of identities and review of pre-calculus. You can use those on any assessment. I do recommend that you make use of them. They have general formulas like area, volumes. They have all the trig identities. Academic calendar registration dates, as well as links to WebAssign and the textbook. I also have lecture videos I post up here, and I do record all of the meetings. These will also be posted on here. I try to get them up shortly after class. I do have back-to-back classes, so probably not till that evening. However, it does tend to take a while to render. But they will be up by the end of the week. Go more into the recording a little bit later in the syllabus. I use 2 programs to record, obviously the camera with the video rendering software, and I also do screen capture, just in case something goes wrong with one of the recordings. Use OBS for the screen capture. And that's how I share the screen too. Just easier for me to do it that way than to try and do it. You're here because this is a duplicate, so I'd have to move it all the way over to the other side, and then I can't bloody see what I'm doing. WebAssign, so when you go to webassign.net, you can type in the course code that way, or you can just click this link in the syllabus and it automatically registers you for the course. There you are. And you have to enter class key. If you want to do it manually, that's where you enter the course key given. Oh, apparently I'm already signed in. That's nice. US student. Well, they've really updated this. This is the last time I used it. That's nice. Don't be fooled. That just takes you to openstacks.org. So it doesn't actually just bring up the ebook within WebAssign. I do keep, as I write the assignments, I'm making them available throughout the entire term, so it's not like they're hidden. There is one requirement. You have to complete the prerequisite diagnostic before the assignments open up to you. That doesn't count towards your grade, it's just diagnosing how ready are you for this course. If you can't manage at least a 70 on it, I would recommend you see me. You're not required to drop the course. It's just you may struggle a little bit with the algebra. So I do recommend you take that diagnostic ASAP. First homework isn't due until the 16th. And you'll see there are 2 of them. The prep isn't required. The prep, I just add the assignments that give you a walkthrough tutorial assignment for what's done. So that's really useful if you're struggling with something. But again, it's not actually required, it doesn't count toward your grade. And then you have the actual homework assignments. First one is, like I said, isn't due until Monday the 16th. But you don't want to wait too long to get started. Once you fall behind, you're probably not going to catch back up. So Mathematica. Oh, well, that's lovely. That link doesn't work. Was working. I don't know what happened to it. Rowan.edu/math. Software for our courses. Let's go down a little bit. How to get Mathematica, just go down to students. Now, I did have someone come in with an issue on verifying your email account. Apparently, it's coming up that the page does not exist to verify your email. I don't know what's going on. It still let him download, but the download can take a while, so I don't know if he was actually able to register it. Because it gives you two options, either enter the product key or sign in to register.
Question. Did you say we need Mathematica desktop or online?
Doesn't matter. You can use the online. Desktop is more powerful. It lets you do a few more things that the online version won't let you do. But it doesn't matter.
All right.
I will be using the desktop version. I mentioned teams, supplementary materials, learning outcomes. Yes, I'm required to include that. Calculus in general. It's broken down into four broad categories. Three. And it's not technically count. Differential calculus, which is Calc 1. No, it's 4. Differential calculus is Calc 1. Integral calculus is Calc 2. Series, which is also covered in Calc 2. And multivariate calculus, which is Calc 3. Differential calculus studies derivatives. Integral calculus studies integrals. Series studies infinite series, and then multivariate calculus takes all of that and applies it to more than 2 dimensions. So functions like z equals f of xy, which is a 3-dimensional function, or 4-dimensional functions. Or if you're a masochist and study physics and string theory, 10-dimensional functions. 9 spatial plus temporal. And then you realize that all of that's actually just one thing, the limit. Because we'll study the definition of a derivative and the definition of the integral in this course. And they're both just limits, spoiler alert. And so that's where we start. We start with limits, then we look at derivatives and the applications, and we end with a brief introduction into integrals. What is the definition of an integral? Basic integrals as an antiderivative. And one technique called change of variable, U sub. Calc 2, you will then study applications and more advanced techniques for evaluating integrals. All right, blah, blah, blah. Read through all of the university policies. You're expected to know them. Late submission, I do not accept late assignments. Since the vast majority of assignments are going to be submitted online, you don't have to worry about contacting me. for turning it in person. Exams will be, at least how I have them scheduled right now, in class. If you have to miss an exam day, you need to contact me prior to the exam. I do post solutions to the exams after the exam. And it's right after the exam. Once they are posted, you can't make it up. So it is imperative that you contact me before they post, which means before the actual end of the class period of the exam day. That way I can change it to not post, and we can schedule something for you to take the exam. If you looked through Canvas already, you will see there is already an extra credit assignment up there. Right, so may or may not offer extra credit throughout the term. Obviously, I'm going to. How much I offer is at my discretion, so do not ask. Already went through that, attendance recording. Cell phone, with the exception of recording your attendance, I ask that your cell phones be put on silent and put away. Right, civility, obviously be civil to each other. Right. Do not cause distractions. And in general, distractions mean just don't be a nuisance. I mentioned I do record the class meetings, and I do reserve the right to publish these at the end of the semester. I will not publish them before. They will be published either on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to create a Rumble channel because YouTube is getting ridiculous with their ads. I think Rumble can still hide ads, I believe. And YouTube apparently now makes it impossible to use an ad blocker. Supposedly, I still use one, and I'm not having any problems. Seek immediate assistance, right? Either by seeing me, seeing a classmate, tutoring, either the Savital tutoring or the math drop-in tutoring. I recommend the math tutoring. It's run by the actual math department. And generally speaking, the students are math majors. Artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is now advanced enough that it can do math. I found out, which is actually kind of cool, but at the same time problematic. So AI can be used to support learning, right? Help you generate ideas for things, but it cannot actually do an assignment for you. That obviously goes without saying. That will be considered as a violation of academic integrity and will be treated as such. If you have any questions on whether you're allowed to use AI to do something, just reach out to me. I kind of went over these. Web assign, homework assigned throughout the semester. 5 chances on each problem. No penalty for each incorrect, except after the 5, you get no credit. There will be 3 exams given. It's up to divide it into approximately 5 weeks each. Exams are non-comprehensive. So each exam only covers that 5-week period, including the final. I hate comprehensive exams. I'm not required to give one, I don't. So exam 3 will only be the last 5 weeks of the course. There are 4 quizzes, again, approximately every 4 weeks for the quizzes. The projects assigned, I don't know how many. 3 or 4, is my guess. These will be done in groups. You don't get to pick the groups. Group one project one groups have already been assigned. Because I think the project goes live next week, and then you have 2 weeks to do it. So just check for which group you're in. You do have, apparently, your own discussion board, which is nice. I don't know, never had to do this as a student. And it doesn't let me assign myself to a group, so I don't get to see it. But that is how I will pick the groups. I'll just let Canvas do it automatically. Discussion and journal assignments, there will be a few given out throughout the term. My 2 are already up. Generally speaking, they're going to involve, well, obviously discussions involve some sort of discussion. I've already written 2 of them. Second one is about a video. They have to watch a video and then answer prompts. Journals, probably more along the lines of reading a specific article. So the first journal was reading an article on handwriting. And its connectivity to brain activity. And then you just write a reflection on it, responding to the prompts that are given. I went over the breakdown. These are university policies, so read through those at your leisure. And then there is a tentative course schedule. So again, read through that at your leisure. Keep in mind that everything contained within the syllabus is tentative and an object of my whim. I can change something on a whim. For any reason whatsoever. I.e. the Phillies play like crap, I can just decide to change something. And I don't have to notify you, although I generally do. It is your responsibility to check the syllabus often. Like I said, I do tend to keep it updated on Canvas. There's already been a change if you accessed it before today. I had to add that Rowan core statement onto the syllabus, and because I wasn't on campus, I wasn't allowed to access the web link because they updated something with security, and now it doesn't let me do it off campus. Which is stupid. No, that's not what I want. Yep. So some closing remarks. First and foremost, mathematics is a participation sport. That means the best way to learn it is to actually do it. You generally tend not to retain it if you just watch me do it. It's also generally beneficial to actually read the proofs. Oh, yes, I said the dreaded 5-letter keyword. Try to follow the logic. Try to understand why something is true. For some more complicated proofs, this can take you several read-throughs, but it will give you a deeper understanding of the theorem. of what's going on. I mean, obviously, it's best to avoid distractions while studying. Also, you shouldn't really study while you're in bed or dressed as if you're going to bed. You tend not to retain as much information that way. I would say make yourself uncomfortable, but not to the point where it distracts you. They also say that having some kind of background music on low in the background helps with retention. I wouldn't know. I was that student who never studied. Studied once and failed the exam, so I never studied again. Do not wait till the very last minute to start something. And again, I do realize that this is going to be ignored by many. I mentioned this, if you're struggling, seek immediate help. Once you fall behind, it will be near impossible to catch up. Do not ask me at the end of term if there's any way to boost your grade. The answer is going to be no. Avoid that situation by following the previous advice. Do not wait till the last minute to seek help. Seek it immediately. Have a wonderful semester. I'm hoping that if this summer is any indication, we're going to have a really nice winter, meaning lots of snow. We're actually due for a really bad winter. We're due for a blizzard, long overdue. It's going to be a nasty one, too. What are they up to? I think they're predicting the next blizzard we have is going to drop 6 feet. Last nasty blizzard I remember is 96. Yes, I'm that old. We had a week off of school. That was really nice. That dropped over 3 feet.
It's September. Who's already predicting a blizzard?
No, the prediction is each year you go without a major storm. So a blizzard, it gets worse. So the longer between blizzards, the worse the storm is. So like I said, last blizzard was the last really bad snowstorm that I remember is 96. That dropped 3 feet. I don't think we've had an actual blizzard since, so it's... If they're right, it's supposed to be really nasty when we do finally get one.
Use a bit of snow.
I'm hoping that I open the door and I can't get out. That's what I'm hoping for. There is one rule that you must follow at all times. Have fun. I don't think I missed anything. I probably did. I always do. Are there any questions? Yes.
Do we have to do that sign-in thing today? The QR code on the...
Yes, we only have to do one
Okay.
because it's the first day and that. I'm having a brain fart over here. The 10-minute thing is also waived for today. Any other questions?
I noticed in Canvas the modules are locked. Is it going to be like that throughout the whole semester, or will you be able to work ahead?
So the web-assigned assignments you will be able to work ahead, but the modules do unlock the Thursday before the weekend starts. So I will keep those locked. So you won't be able to view the lecture videos ahead of time. But the web-assigned assignments will be open as soon as I write it and post it. It will be immediately available, so you can work ahead on those if you want to. Anything else? let's go till 4:30 on this. Best way to do math is to form groups and work on that. So go ahead and take the next 7 minutes. Get to know each other. Exchange contact information. At 4:30, so that'll be 15 minutes plus the first 25 minutes of Thursday. We'll be reviewing some prereqs. And so I tend to have my lessons broken down to 100-minute blocks. So at 4:30, we will start looking at the prereqs. Have at it till then.
So, Matt. So yeah, if you can, I didn't even describe that.
Okay. So, like I said, last 15 minutes today.
It's more like one of those laid back teams that
And the first 25 minutes tomorrow, we will just look at some prereq stuff. I'm actually going to pull these questions right from the diagnostic from website. Because why not? I repeat, this is very important because a lot of the mistakes made are algebra, which you learned in pre-calculus. So being able to do this is very important. Completely factor the trinomial. So we want to find, well, actually, do I have to? First thing I would recommend doing is try to factor out a GCF, if one exists. I think 57 is prime. Which means the constants don't have a GCF. And there's no other common terms. Great! So we get to do the opposite of FOIL. In this case. I think they call it the trial and error method. I think that's what they call it now.
Oh, that's right.
Which is dumb. Called that when I was in school. Which I never knew. Here's what it's the way I do it. It's just writing it in boxes instead.
Oh.
Well, I'll repeat that. It's the way I do it if I have to do it by hand. If I had to do this now, I just type it into a calculator. But that's instructor's prerogative. I get to do that. List out the factors of the leading coefficient and the constant. Seven. 14. 7. You want a pair that when you add them together gives you 57.
So when you add all four numbers together, so
Well, it's going to be products. So like 14 times 1 plus 1 times 28.
oh, okay.
Is that 57? No.
Okay.
14 times 28, yeah, we can automatically rule that out. That's going to be much larger than 57. 2 by 28 is what, 56? That's not going to work. And 7 by 28 is not going to work. So I know that that is out of the question. I'm just going to keep doing that. 28 and 14 does not work, right? And 14 by 14 is not going to work. What about 4? No, that's that. And 7 by 14 is not going to work. So if it can be factored, it's going to have to be this pairing. 49 and 8 is 57. So the 2 is going to have to pair before the 7 with the 7. A 7 in there. 7B, I mean, that's right. So 4A and 7B. No. Seven A and 4B, I read that wrong. And they both have to be minus. Right. Because that's a plus, so they have to have the same sign, which is the minus sign. And you can always check it by actually foiling that out. And you should get the exact same thing. Right? 2 and 7, 14A squared, perfect. 7b, negative 7b, negative 4b is 28b squared. And I already made sure that 49 and, what was it, 49 and 8 was 57. So there's your factor. They call that trial and error.
I must have missed something. Where did you get 8?
2 by 4.
Oh, that's what you're multiplying. I thought
Yeah.
you were multiplying 2 and 7 and 4 and 7.
No, that's why I did double underlines for the the ones that I want to pair together.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, so it's 2 with 4 and then 7 with 7.
All right.
When was the last time I used WebAssign? Just actually make sure that this is right. With this extremely slow internet. Yeah, I got it right. That's nice, I can do math. So let's start with the first one. X to the 6 minus y to the 6, is that a difference of squares? So is that something squared minus something squared? It is.
Yeah.
X cubed squared minus y cubed squared. This is the difference of cubes.
Yeah, I assume it can go the other way.
X squared cubed minus y squared cubed. So this is both difference of squares and difference of cubes. And remember, they have special factor formulas. which are available in the handouts. I don't expect you to memorize them. In general, I'm not a fan of memorization. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's an inequality. Nice. I thought this was just an equation. It's not. This is more fun. Inequalities. Yes, actually, we are going to be doing that this semester. I'm not actually sure if this is in a pre-calc curriculum, but it should be in an algebra curriculum. Probably high school algebra 2 would be my guess for inequalities. I think algebra 1 just goes up to equations. So think back. Do you remember how to do a quadratic inequality?
Change the inequality signs to equals.
For what purpose? What does that serve?
So that you can move the 12 to the other side, get the x is a 1. And you take out the x, do the same thing, solve for x, then switch the sign back and flip it.
So I do agree with that. Or, yeah, equals 0. Moving the 12 over and then factoring on x would not work. You could do quadratic formula or use the 0 property, which says the product of two numbers is 0 if and only if at least one of them is 0. Which is why you don't want to move the 12. The purpose for this is you want to find the breakpoints. So you change it to equals to find your breakpoints. Can that be easily factored? So factors of 12 when added give 5.
Yeah, I already checked. That's no.
No. Which means we are going to use the quadratic formula. What's the quadratic formula?
Give me a moment to write it out, just see if I have it.
Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Yes. Do you know what b squared minus 4ac is called?
Depends on how it's going.
It does, yeah. It's called the discriminant, which determines whether it has unique solution, repeated solution, or complex solution. We are Calculus 1. We only care about the real solutions. So we ignore all complex solutions. Calculus is, generally speaking, the study of real valued functions. What is B?
-5x.
Square root
-5.
squared minus 4 times a is 1. B is 12. I don't need to go any further. The discriminant's negative. Can't take the square root of a negative in calculus. So there's no solution. Which means there's no breakpoints. This quadratic equation is either always positive or always negative. Now the question is which one. So you take your test interval. In this case, all real numbers. If you had breakpoints, you'd break off all real numbers at the breakpoints. Pick a value. Oh, 0's in there. That's nice. Plug it in. 12. Is that less than 0?
No.
That's positive. There's no solution to this inequality. You could also write it as the empty set. How do they want me to enter it? Oh, I have to actually type out no solution. Oh, lovely. Just closing out. We'll continue that on Thursday. I don't have an actual set. What's your major? How far do you have to go? As long as I don't mind, you bargain for 2 semesters, and you have to Calc 2 as well. So that's fine.
So then I go.
But if you're gonna be taking a lot of math courses, I would just recommend bargain. But yeah, if it's only the 2.
Okay, so library.
I don't know if the library has calculators. That I'm not sure.
I'll just do it. Thank you.
Yes.
This calculator is good. Should I get one of those?
Okay, so that is not the CAS, so you're going to have to upgrade. Yes.
Well, I wanted to introduce myself tonight. Sydney, and, well, one is, 2 classes, I believe, because I have ice hockey games. My coach already wrote, like, the letter about that. Can you do that now, or like, kind of the week before?
I would get it to me as soon as possible.
Okay.
They may also email, but I have not gotten that email as of yet.
I mean, he sent it to me, so I'll send it over.
Yeah, so just forward it to me.
Yeah, and then I've already taken the Calc 1 in my high school, and they put me in it because they didn't know if my Calc would be the same, but like when I looked over the syllabus, I've already done all this. Is there a way I can test out?
You have to talk to your advisor.
My advisor? Okay.
Because that I don't know.
All right. And then, do you know when we'll need those more advanced calculators? I'm in engineering, and I'm going to see if they need a better calculator before I buy this one.